Good evening and happy Christmas Eve. The original plan for today was to have a Christmas Eve service, to gather with friends and family through the community, to have a chance to be in fellowship with maybe some people we haven't seen in a long time. But the weather turned. The roads didn't get plowed as early as we would have liked. And while it may be passable for some, for safety reasons, we've postponed the service to be something that we celebrate a little bit later on in the Christmas season. And we looked ahead for the forecast and picked the best day we could. And we just pray and hope that that will be the day that we gather. But I had prepared a reflection that is best suited for tonight. And I still wanted to have a chance to share it with you. So if you'll bear with me, we'll share this reflection titled, The Offence of Christmas. There may be a few people that avoid saying Merry Christmas, and some who might discourage the wishing for Happy Christmas as a greeting because they hold differing, seemingly or no religious values. But it is okay, as long as you are not intending to offend or injure or upset, to pray and to offer and celebrate Christmas, so long as your celebration of Christmas is not an offense to Christ. And so this is a struggle that the contemporary church faces in the face of the values of our culture, but let them be offended. Let them wonder why you would be willing to say it anyway, to celebrate openly, to believe and have others know that you believe what you believe. Because some people will say that Christmas is a time for family, for gathering with friends, and that it should be. Here we are, but we're not all gathered here. And not everyone that's even gathered for worship is gathered in the name of Christ and for the sake of even family or friends. Some are there just to fulfill some traditional value. But the point of gathering on Christmas Eve or any time is to be reminded what the love of our family and the strength of our friendship needs to be about. Where does Christ stand at your family gatherings? Would Christ be honored in the way that your family and our family and friends honor him in our festivities? Would Christ be honored by the richness of our feasts? Is Christ blessed by the gifts that we exchange? Is our expectation about Christ Jesus? Or is our expectation and anticipation about other things? So, tomorrow is the formal celebration of the birth of Christ, but most people, even the most professed Christians, may not ever be near a church building. Tomorrow we will receive much, others will receive less, and some nothing at all. What are we giving to Christ on this celebration of his birth? And everything else we make life about this time of year, not one of those things, even the gatherings with family and friends, none of that is Christmas. Even the service we would have had tonight. The storm raged, and in our area and in other areas, people didn't gather for worship. But that doesn't change what Christmas is supposed to be about and what really needs to happen, whether we are in a facility for worship or home with our family or off visiting friends or out in the neighborhood caroling. I don't want to discourage having very special times at this time, but simply to make sure that our motivation about our worship services is not just ticking something off the list of things that we do at Christmas, but to encourage us to recognize this time as a time of renewal of what our worship is about. Like all true times of worship, to set our hearts, our minds, our whole beings upon that great commandment, to love the Lord our God with all our hearts and all our mind and all our spirit, and with this, to show that love in that way is evident in the way we love our neighbor and care for our community, even as we love ourselves. And that, I believe, would be and is a Christmas that honors God and does not offend.